Hello guys, welcome back to V's World. My name is Vera. You're welcome to my channel. If today is your first day clicking on my channel, you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much, and you're also welcome. So today guys, I'm going to be telling you guys a story. As you can see from the title, it's going to be a deep story. So if you really want to enjoy this story or get to know me a bit more personal concerning this story, just keep watching. Okay guys, this story is going to be I'm going to be telling you guys how I got these scars on my face. You guys can see here. So yeah, it's really something deep. Anytime I think about it, I cry sometimes, and sometimes I just smile and give thanks to God. Oh, let me see. Okay guys, this all started in 2003. By then I was still in primary school. I was in primary 6, if I'm not mistaken, primary 6 or primary 7. No, it was primary 6 going to primary 7. I'm not a good storyteller, guys. Please just bear with me. So it was on this day because for my tribe where I'm coming from, we have this day called Country Sunday. It's actually a day that people don't go to the farm, people don't go anywhere really. They're just at home resting and doing housework and stuff. So that day, mind you, before this day, I already had a plan with my 2 cousins. We already planned on going somewhere, somewhere that resulted to these scars. So we already planned on going to harvest pear. We call it in Cameroon pear, but actually it's called avocado. Like here in England, it's called avocado. Everywhere in the world, actually, they call it avocado. But I don't know why in Cameroon we call it pear. So this day, on this Country Sunday, we woke up. I did my stuff at home. I helped my parents with stuff at home. Then I told my mom, oh, I will be going to, because we were going to harvest this pear avocado in one of our farms. So I told my mom, we will be going to the farm today to harvest pear. She was like, you and who? I said, with my other 2 cousins. And she was like, no, today you are not allowed to go anywhere. Literally, you are not supposed to go anywhere today because of our tradition. I was like, no, but it's not like I'm going to be working farm or anything. we are just going to harvest pear and come back. So she was like, no, you're not going. I was like, no, I'm going to go. She was like, no, you wouldn't go. So I was like, I was just angry. I said, well, I'll still go. But according to her, she said, you are not going anywhere. Then I went further and asked my dad, because most of the time when I ask my mom, she says no, I'll go to my dad. Or if I ask my dad, he says no, I'll go to my mom. So I went and told my dad. I asked him. He was like, no, you're not going today. I was like, why? It's like he said the same thing like my mom said, you are not going anywhere today. You have to be home, help us with house chores and stuff. I said, I've already did everything. I'm finished. I'm done. So can I go? My dad said no. I was frustrated, guys. I get so worried. I was really mad. Like, who can I take permission from now again? If not my parents. They have refused. And my cousins were waiting for me, guys. Oh my God. So I just sneaked out, and it was quite unusual to ask permission from my mom and my dad on the same day, on the same issue, and they refused, or on the same thing they refused. One of them will always say yes, or the other person will say no, But I was quite concerned, like, why they both say no? Anyway, I ignored them, left the house. I sneaked and left the house. They didn't know. So sorry guys, my seat is a bit dodgy, so I keep moving back. So I sneaked out. I went and met my cousins. When I met them, we left. We went there to this farm, and mind you, none of them know how to climb on the tree, to harvest this avocado, except me. So guys, growing up, seriously, when I was still little, when like that age, I was so active. I could climb the tallest tree. I could climb the biggest tree in the village. You know, I was expert, you know. Any tree I would climb and go right to the top to harvest whatever we need to harvest. So my cousins, they were like, since you're the only one who know how to climb the tree, you'll be the one to go up and harvest the avocado while we'll be down picking them up. I was like, yeah, sure. So I went up, I climbed up, then I started picking the avocados and throwing them down. They were picking them up and keeping them in one place. So at one point, I just remember my cousin, the older one, she was like, be careful, we don't want anything to happen. She just said, be careful. As soon as she, in fact, guys, just remembering this whole thing is bringing me, you know, it's bringing me really sad memories. It's triggering me. It just made me remember that day, that particular moment. It's just, you know. So my cousin was like, be careful not to, before she finished, not to, guys, the branch of the tree, the branch I was on just broke. In fact, the branch just went poop and I landed. And do you know the way I landed? The saddest thing is I landed with my head on the ground. I don't know how. It was really a tall tree. So imagine from top, I was coming down with my head, and my head just went, I wasn't lucky, my head went straight on the stone, really big stone. And I just remember everything went dark. I remember them shouting, but everything just went dark in my eyes. I kind of, at that moment, I did not remember things, you know. It's like I was unconscious, but I was hearing them, but I did not understand what is going on. And they came, they were crying, you know. My cousins were crying, but in my head, I did not know what is going on. They were screaming, shouting for help, shouting. And mind you, from this place, we went to this farm, we went to harvest these avocados to our house. It's like, let's say 30 minutes walk. If you're walking slowly, maybe it will take you 45 minutes walk. So they picked me up, and I just remember blood pouring all over me. I was washed in blood, guys, from my face to the clothes I was wearing. The dress was all washed, covered up in blood. So and none of them could even carry me on their back, you know. So we started walking, we were crying. They were crying, I was crying as well, you know, because I know I'm going to die. I was so weak. I don't know how I got that energy to walk all the way to my house, guys. So we were walking and going, they were crying, I was crying, we were all walking quickly and we're going. They did not even remember or think to pick those avocados I already harvested. We just abandoned everything there. We're walking home. And when we arrived at the first house, that house, the lady living there, immediately she saw, and this lady is related to me. Immediately she saw me, she was screaming, she was crying, oh my god, the husband, I think they came and picked me up. The husband came and picked me up, carried me on his back, and was rushing up to my house. And by the time, as we were going up like that, because there are houses, you know, passing before you arrive my house, so we were passing and people were just following God. People were just following us and people were screaming, you know. It was like chaos because it looked so dreadful, guys. It was horrible. It was horrific. So we got home, my dad and my mom, and they just saw this whole population coming with me covered in blood, crying. Oh, my mom started crying as well, you know. And my dad was like, this is not where they should be bringing her. They have to take her straight to the hospital. I was crying. They were like, oh my god, they need to hurry up. What is going to happen, you know, because it was too much. So I forgot to tell you guys, when I just landed on my head on the stones, I think my cousin, they took out, one of them took, I don't know, they took out like a piece of cloth and wrapped my head. Because it was horrible. So they wrapped my head with a piece of cloth, and that whole cloth was covered in blood. It was soaked in blood, guys. So So when we arrived at my parents' house, so my dad was like, they need to take me straight away to the hospital. It was to the health center, by the way, because we didn't have a big hospital in my village. It's just the health center. So, and to go to the health center, guys, it's a long way as well, you know. It's a long way. Oh, so my mom couldn't come with me. My dad couldn't come with me. It was my older sister who was going to come with me to the hospital, to the health center. So she took me straight away. I think it was just her. She took me now, and we were trekking to the health center, guys. There was no even bike or any car, nothing, and there was nobody around that could drive or to rush me there, you know. So my sister and I, we had to walk all the way to this health center. When we got there, you know, just looking at the whole thing, the way I was looking, the doctors or the nurses, they couldn't even run to come to my aid, guys. We got there, I just sat there really weak, and nobody was coming to like rush me in to check what is going on. No. And I just remember one of the doctors or the nurses came and said that, and they took out the cloth. When he looked at the whole thing, he screamed. He was like, oh, she's not supposed to be here. She's not supposed to be here. She's supposed to be taken but to the main hospital. Oh my God. And guys, the main hospital is like how many hours away? With the bike, it's going to take like, let's say, an hour, 30 minutes. Oh my God. So from there, my stepsister, she was living in this area where the health center was. So they had to bring the bike. The bike man came and took me. I went on the bike with my older sister. Straight. We're going to this hospital, this main hospital, we have to pass by my house. Before going there, we have to pass by my house before going there. So when we got there, I just remember I was just weak. My sister had to, you know, when we're passing, people were just, you know, they just knew, oh, it didn't work at the health center. So they had to rush me to the main hospital. So I think they alarmed my parents about it, stuff like that. In fact, the whole village was in chaos. People were already crying, you know, because it was really bad, guys. People were crying already. I could just imagine it. I was like, oh my God. My older sister was behind me, holding me. She was like, she just kept talking to me, you know, just keep talking to me to keep me awake, alert as well. And the bike man was really, I think this guy was speeding really. He was like one of the best bike riders around. So when we arrived at this main hospital, straight away they took me into the theater. When they took me into the theater, the doctors were there. They were like, who, if you guys just wasted few minutes more, this child will not survive, you know. She wouldn't survive. If you guys wasted just this little time, she will be gone. So in the theater, they did straight away. They were working on me, sewing, because I had this cut, I had this, and then there's one in my head. That was the main one here. You guys can't really see it inside. That was the main one, like a big cut. So what happened is my head was literally parted into two, guys. Like where the cut happened in the middle of my, here at the side of my head, it was actually open. My head was open, I would say. They could see inside. Can you believe? Thank goodness when it happened, they really had to wrap my head so well. They wrapped my head with a lot of clothes, you know, to keep the air away from it, because if air was going inside, I wouldn't survive it. I wouldn't have survived it, guys. So they did the operation. The doctors were there quickly, and I remember I was just lying there, you know. I just remember the doctors were talking to me, asking me questions, and I was trying to speak, but I couldn't really speak. I just remember I was in the recovery room, and my older sister was there with me, and she was just so happy. I was just there, guys. I was asking her what has happened, you know. Like, she was telling me, no, we can't talk right now. You need to just rest. So while I was there, at that same moment, they were like, oh, they are not going to admit me. They said they won't admit me at the hospital. I will have to go home, because they said, I don't remember the excuse they gave that they won't be able to keep me at the hospital. They said I will have to go home and then come back. So I'll be coming back for the wound or for the scars to be washed and dressed. So we went back home. I remember when we got back at my parents' place, guys, the whole village, in fact, everybody was at my parents' house waiting for us, or waiting for the update. When I got there, they've bandaged my whole face. They bandaged me up to here. There was a white bandage up to here. And that bandage has to be there 24/7. It doesn't have to be removed. It has to be there. It can't be touched or removed. So when I got there, I just went. My mom, I remember they just got me on the bed. I was lying in bed. My grandma came. Everybody just came and they were talking to me like, listen, see what you have caused to yourself. Look at what you have caused to yourself. You almost died. Look at this. When mom talk, you don't listen. When dad talk, you don't listen. Look at what you have done to yourself. My mom was crying. She was like, why do you want to put me into shame? Why do you want to disgrace me? You know, she was just saying those things a mother would say to their child. You know, she was just saying, oh, why do you have to do this to me? I told you several times, do not go, do not go. Why did you have to leave the house after I told you and your dad told you as well not to leave the house? Why did you have to leave the house? I was just crying, guys, in pain. I was crying. I was like, I'm sorry, you know. And that is just how it happened, guys. I was there, and by then my hair was really grown, so they had to shave like this whole side. These people are so funny, guys. They couldn't even shave my whole head. No, they shaved just this portion where the whole thing was. So, and I was just at home. So every 2 weeks we have to travel back to this hospital for the wound to be washed and dressed till the day that they finally removed the wire that they used to like sew the wound. So the day they remove it, then I had to start going like every 3 weeks. Then they wash it, just like that, guys, up to the time when it was really healing. Then they started giving the medications that I'll be using at home, the dressings and everything that they need to dress it at home, for my parents to do it for me at home, because it was such a long journey to travel to this hospital to and fro. So that was it, guys. But I would just say that today I'm just so grateful. These scars define who I am right now, you know. These scars just tell a lot of story. These scars says a lot about me. These scars, in fact, they define even my personality, because when I see it, I just say, you know what, anytime I see it, I look at these scars, I would just think, if God was not grateful, if God was not lovely, kind, and, you know, awesome, I wouldn't be here today telling this story. I will be long gone, you know. Like, I'll be, by now, people would have been, you know, I will be gone since 2003. It would have been a story by now. So, but I thank God that He saved my life, and the doctors also, they saved my life. Everything went well. Today I have these scars. When people ask me, like, especially here in the UK, when somebody just meet me, they'll be like, oh, when they see the scars, they'll be like, once I remember a lady asked me, oh, did you suffer from violence or domestic abuse? I was like, what do you mean? She was like, the scars. I was like, oh no, it wasn't violence or domestic abuse. So guys, I'm telling you, you should be strong. No matter what your circumstances are, you should always be strong, be prayerful, be thankful. I just sit today and I say, I'm so thankful. I'm grateful for God for giving me life, for giving me a second chance, guys. Because If not of his mercies, I wouldn't be here today talking, you know. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If any of you have scars, do not be shy or bothered about your scars. Scars are, if you see scars on people, those scars tell a story. Those scars tell a lot of stories. So do not laugh at people's scars. I have, before, I was really how can I put it, I wasn't confident with my scars, because I was always ashamed of myself. With these scars on my face, I was not confident, you know. But since then, I realized it's part of me. It is going to be part of me the rest of my life, till the day I die. I will always have these scars. They can never go away. So I embrace them now, and I'm so happy. I'm still beautiful. I'm still who I am, no matter what. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Really, please subscribe. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed, subscribe to this channel. Support your girl, guys. We are here to grow. We are here to support each other. Support me, guys, please. So comment your thoughts about this whole story, guys. Thank you so much for watching again. For now, I will say bye. See you next time in my next video. I love you guys all. Bye.